Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Piper Report. So, many of you have probably heard today that Justice Kennedy is retiring from the Supreme Court. So, Trump is creating a list right now, or rather, he is using a list he had from last year with Gorsuch to pick his next nominee. And Mike Lee is actually on that list. I hope Mike Lee gets it. Mike Lee is one of the very few members of Congress who really has principles. He is a constitutionalist by heart. I mean, everything he has done in Congress, well, for the most part, there have been some things he's done that I disagree with, but for the most part, everything he has done has been in correlation with what the Constitution says. He always stands up for the Constitution, and I would love to see him on the Supreme Court. Now, some people are going to say, yeah, but he's pro-life. That's going to be bad, because Roe v. Wade may get overturned. And here's the thing with that. First off, I am pro-life, but I believe in pro-choice. I know what I would do, but I don't think it's my call to dictate what you do. So I'm not going to get into the abortion debate because, well, it just get too long and too hectic. But either way, for the sake of argument, even if Roe v. Wade was overturned at the Supreme Court, it would still give power back to the states. The states would still be able to determine whether or not they want their states to be pro-life or pro-choice. That's exactly how it was meant to be. And for those who don't know, on Roe v. Wade, the woman, Roe, I forgot her first name, even though she won the case and she became famous for this case, over the years after the case was ruled on, she actually regretted it. She actually became pro-life. This is her statement, so she had a change of heart. Now, I'm not saying her change of heart should be grounds to completely remove Roe v. Wade, but it's just kind of interesting to note that a lot of people look at Roe v. Wade and think like, okay, she had the absolute right to do what she did, and then later on in her life, she basically took it back. She said she was wrong about it. I find that interesting. So even if Roe v. Wade was overturned, which I still don't see it happening at the Supreme Court, but even if it was, it would still give the states the authority. And even though your state may not do it, you could always travel over state lines to do it somewhere else. So for those who really want abortion. And just to kind of talk more about it too, we hear, especially comedians like Samantha Bee and Chelsea, forgot her last name, say make jokes like, okay, Trump won the election, so get your abortions now because you won't be able to. Whether or not you are for or against it, abortion is not like a simple medical procedure. It's not like getting your blood drawn. It is a serious, serious medical commitment. I mean, you should really do a lot of deep searching before you do it. You should not just be like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna get an abortion. Like it's nothing. Like getting a haircut, because it's not. Because it's not. Whether or not you believe that the fetus in the body is a person yet or not, you are still taking away the ability for that fetus to become a person. So it's not like you're getting your blood drawn. It's not like getting a haircut. You are stopping something from maturing into a human being. So it should never be viewed just like, oh, good, it's great. I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy that I'm gonna get abortion. People shouldn't look at abortion as a form of birth control. That's kind of what it comes down to. And I think a lot of people are. People don't got to worry about having safe sex because they know they can get an abortion because it's birth control for them. And now many people actually want that covered in their Medicare and their health insurance. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. But yeah, I just had to throw that in there. So Mike Lee, he'd be a good choice. And it's quite possible that Trump may even get another court nominee before his first term is up. Ginsburg is 85 years old. Clarence Thomas is 70 years old. And Justice Breyer is 79 years old. So Ginsburg and Breyer are getting up there in age. And if you actually have seen Ginsburg, she looks like she's about to keel over. She really looks really ill. And it would not surprise me if she's no longer as Supreme Court Justice in the next couple years. However, I don't think she's going to retire unless a Democrat gets in office. We saw her during the campaign actually made a derogatory comment about Trump. She eventually retracted it and apologized for it. But a Supreme Court justice is not supposed to let politics get in the way. This is why they don't clap at the State of the Union addresses. For either president, doesn't matter. You do not clap if you are a justice. And she basically became political during the campaign and attacked Trump. So I don't think she wants to retire while Trump's in office. So I think she's going to hang out as long as she can. And if Trump wins 2020, I think she will stay on the court until she dies. However, if Trump loses and a Democrat gets in office, I think she will retire right away. That's kind of my opinion on it. But the way things are looking right now, if things continue as are, Trump will probably win 2020. Especially if the Democrats in Congress put establishment candidate to run against him, such as Senator Gillibrand or Kamala Harris or Cory Booker, things of that nature. Trump will win. They're going to have to get an outside candidate, a populist candidate. But Bernie Sanders really can't run for the Democratic Party anymore because the DNC changed their rules. So now, since he is independent, he won't be able to run for them. So that's going to piss a lot of people off. So it's not looking good for the Democrats in 2020 as of now. I mean, we still have 2 years to go yet. But as of right now, it's not looking good for them. But it's just really interesting. I think Mike Lee would be a very good choice for the Supreme Court. I would 100% support it. And yeah, we may see 1 or 2 more Supreme Court justices retiring or even dying before Trump's first term is up. And if Trump does get reelected, you can bet that Ginsburg, Thomas, and Breyer will probably all be out of the Supreme Court. And that would really, really make a big, big effect on the future.